We need Greenland for national security and even international security.
Well, the tariff madness continues. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today, we've got the tariffs might be getting taken off now because of the damage they're doing is so much. There's so much pushback. We also got Donald Trump saying he's going to take Greenland. That's his next thing on the agenda here. Now that the tariff thing is a mess, let's just call it what it is, Greenland is next on the agenda. We've got a Mark Carney event in Calgary where he throws out multiple people he doesn't like, including Rebel News, some creators on YouTube and X, that whole democracy kind of thing. Carney's not a big fan. He's more of a Xi Jinping dictator style leader. Got a bunch of other clips. Let's jump into this. First up, we got Sheree Teese here with some new polling data. Check out this coming from Ledger. Conservatives 43%, Liberals 30%. So this is what we've been seeing from the good pollsters like Ledger. 204 seats, that's modeled out, 98 seats for the Liberals. This is a conservative majority. This is where we actually are sitting in the polls. At least that's what I think. We got this one here, Mark Carney, $1,000 event. If you want to talk to Mark Carney, it's $1,000 at a private residence. His bold vision for Canada's future as he seeks the leadership of the Liberal Party. No thanks, we'll pass. We already had 9 years of a liar. We got this one from Table Salt. It says, epic, Canadian dollar holds strong while US stocks are down. You can see here the Canadian dollar has flatlined at 69 cents. You can see based on this chart, we were down to almost 68.75. Then we've come back up to 69.5 cents here. Interesting to see what'll happen with this. We got this one breaking. Italy rejects sending Italian troops to Ukraine. Italian Prime Minister Meloni tells France and the UK they are on their own if they want to go into Ukraine. We also had Zelensky come out today and say he wants peace now. He changed his mind. He's telling Trump he wants peace. So a lot of flip-flopping going on in Ukraine. Next up, we got Ryan Garrettson posting Pierre Poilievre's plan here to combat Donald Trump's tariffs. This is a smart plan by the man we need as Prime Minister right now.
But I'm here with a message of hope. We will overcome this attack on our economy. And I have a plan to do it. First, we must retaliate, targeting American goods in the following order. A, goods that we can make ourselves. B, goods we don't need. And C, goods we can get from elsewhere. Second, counter tariffs must not be a cash cow for the government. Almost every penny of the tariffs collected should go to tax cuts, with a small sum set aside for targeted relief to workers hardest hit by the trade war. None of the money should go to new government spending and programs. We must not allow politicians to dishonestly use this crisis to once again launch a debt-fueled, money-printing spending spree that will drive up inflation and further destroy the working class and hit the poorest people the hardest. Third, we must immediately pass a bring-it-home tax cut on work, investment, energy, and home building. The idea is to neutralize the cost of the tariffs with lower taxes and incentivize massive new investment in building stuff here in this country. The obvious place to start is to get rid of the Liberal carbon tax, then axe the sales tax on new homes. We need to reverse the Liberal capital gains tax hike and slash income tax so that hard work pays off and you bring home more of each dollar you earn.
Yeah, that Liberal carbon tax is a tariff on the Canadian people. Really, Canadians should be outraged about that, but yet we've got all these Liberal supporters who don't seem to care that we've already got a tariff on us. By the way, is going up on April 1st.
Fourth, we must immediately repeal the Liberal No New Pipelines Law, C-69, a law that not only blocks all pipelines but stops mines, refineries, export plants, and all kinds of other energy infrastructure and makes us hopelessly reliant on one customer, the Americans, a customer we cannot count on anymore. We must greenlight LNG plants that Liberals say there is no business case for so that we can no longer have to sell our 100% of our LNG, our gas exports to the Americans. We can sell it to Asia and Europe and help break the European dependence on Putin, turning dollars for dictators into paychecks for our people. 5, you know what industry Donald Trump does not control in Canada? Home building. It is a homegrown industry. We must get rid of all taxes and red tape to unleash the biggest home building boom this country has ever seen, bigger than the post-war boom when our heroes were coming back from that war. We need to build homes faster than ever, and that means removing the bureaucracy, the red tape, the taxes, and the gatekeepers, and I will make it happen. That will also boost the demand for softwood lumber. The loggers are suffering after Biden hit them with tariffs already. And 6, let's get our provinces together to knock down trade barriers so that we can lower prices and boost wages for our people. 7, we must secure our borders and rebuild our military to assert our sovereignty and strength in the world. All these things, axing taxes, building homes, unleashing construction of our resources, fixing the budget, stopping crime. All of these things were conservative fixations before the tariffs. Now they are even more necessary.
They are. That's an excellent plan. This is exactly what we need. We don't need Mark Carney lying to us on a daily basis about Canada being the top exporter of semiconductors to America. We need a real plan here. And just wait, Mark Carney, Chrystia Freeland, any one of these liberals will start ripping off Pierre Poilievre's plan. How about we just go to the source for once and have Pierre Poilievre be the Prime Minister of Canada? This is an interesting one here. We've got Bloc leader Yves Francois Blanchet coming out and saying we still need to have peace with America because we need to do business with them.
I am far from being certain that threatening the United States not to supply them with electricity is such a good idea. We've got to keep in mind that after a crisis, they will still have to be business partners. They will, or we want them to keep buying our electricity. So it seems a strange idea to me to threaten them of being a bad partner.
So he's coming out directly against Doug Ford and Ford's plan to cut off the power.
Not so reliable partner to them. It's not such a good idea. And we have to keep in mind also, for long periods of time, we buy more electricity from the United States than we sell. So we have to be careful. Sometimes, I understand that in a crisis, we want to show muscles and say big words. But sometimes it's not the best thing to do.
Ooh, sticking it to Doug Ford there. Blanchet and the Bloc Quebecois are the only voice of reason we're in trouble. That is true. We shouldn't be threatening America's power because they can come in and take us over anytime they want. Instead, we should be retaliating with stuff like we just heard from Pierre Poilievre, where it won't hurt our economy. It just means less business for America. And over time, we slowly create new supply chains to other countries and do less business with America because they aren't a reliable partner. It's sad because it's not the American businesses. It's just Donald Trump. And with that, we've got Donald Trump coming out and saying maybe he'll be pulling off the tariffs starting tomorrow or finding a pathway to doing that. So I came across this one from Table Salt. It says U.S. Commerce Secretary reveals Trump may reveal path to tariff relief for Canada and Mexico tomorrow. Found the article, here it is. It says he might extend the olive branch. Both Mexicans and Canadians were on the phone with me all day today trying to show that they'll do better in the president's listing because, you know, he's very, very fair and very reasonable, Lutnick said in an interview with Fox Business. So I think he's going to work something out with them. It's not going to be a pause, none of that. But I think he's going to figure out, you do more and we'll meet you in the middle somewhere, and we're going to probably be announcing that tomorrow. You can't make this stuff up. I've been seeing other comments and other rumblings that the response from Canada has been so strong that now they're pulling back because they're really worrying because the stock market's going down. Mexico will be replying with their tariff retaliation on Sunday, as well as China will be retaliating on March 10th. And I'm guessing maybe Trump is a little bit worried that it's going to hurt America versus actually helping America with such a strong response. Next up, we have probably one of the most outrageous clips here, and there's a lot going on. Donald Trump basically saying he's going to take Greenland.
Also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security, and I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
So he kind of said that in a cheeky way, but it's like he just put tariffs on. So I'm just taking him at his word from now on. Is he going to go annex it? He's at military force. Is he going to crush them with economic force? Like, what is this?
One way or the other, we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
I don't know. You tell me. He's going to take Greenland now. That's what I get from that. Project 2025. Yeah, that doesn't exactly speak to the world peace he was talking about with Zelensky. We got this one from Wob Canoe, just like Doug Ford and David Eby. They're pulling the stumbling juice off the shelves. That's American. In this case, I don't think he targeted just red states. He's pulling all of it, which is the logical thing to do if they're going to do that. Like David Eby is an idiot.
Okay, this order It's a wonderful order. It's a beautiful order. This order is pulling American booze off the liquor mart shelves.
I don't know if there's something to smile about this. There's nothing to smile about in this situation, but it is a measure to hurt America without applying a tariff that hurts Canadians. And with that, we've got this clip here from Daisy Media showing them taking the bottles off the shelves here, emptying them out. I mean, they might as well just sell it first. And then I guess for optics, this looks better to take it off. So, or will they be bringing those back? Who knows? Same situation. Removing the whiskey off the shelves here. So obviously these companies are going to get hurt bad in America because of this. With all this nonsense, we've got Randy Boissonnault. Remember that strong eagleman? So he apparently went to Washington. We don't know why. Why is he here?
In Washington, I spent 4 days meeting with congressional leaders, Republicans and Democrats. And I was very clear with lawmakers in the United States that if the United States chose to pick a fight with Canada, Canada would fight back.
Why is Randy here? And which Randy is this? We really need to be clear. Is Strong Eagleman there, or is it the Cocoa White Bam Bam Randy? Which one is in Washington?
Today, it's exactly what we are doing. Prime Minister is speaking right now and has indicated very clearly that as of this morning, counter tariffs on $30 billion worth of products have been put in place.
Okay, this guy should just be in jail. Let's get real. Fake Indigenous company, so much crime, corruption, and scandals. Why is he here? Why is he not in an orange jumpsuit? So remember when Mark Carney said that Canada had the most semiconductors down to America, and obviously it was untrue because most of them come from Asia. Got this on the Toronto Sun here. Mark Carney campaign walks back the semiconductor comments. That's right, Mark Carney was lying again. And now they're having to walk that back again. Liberal leader Hopeful was emphasizing Canada's significant role in the North American semiconductor supply chain, his campaign says. Emphasizing what? We were 0.8% of the semiconductor exports going to America, like 18th on the list. As I showed on this graph here, ranks 18th in the list of semiconductor suppliers to America. So once again, Mark Carney caught lying. Next up, we got a clip coming from Rebel News. They're at an event here for Mark Carney and multiple YouTubers and creators on X were at this event or trying to get into this event. Some of them getting forcefully thrown out like Wyatt Claypool. In this clip, you see Rebel News try to ask Mark Miller, who shows up at this event, a question. It doesn't go over so well.
Hi, sir. Just a quick question. Do you think it's worth harming Canadian farmers and all of that at the expense of net zero? Do you think it's worth harming farmers and all of that, all the industry, small businesses at the cost of net zero? Hi, no, Dad, I got this. Hi.
My name is Consul Anna Pinkaska. I'm
Actually, good. Nice to meet you.
So from what we understand is security asked you guys to leave.
Yes, we're just trying to figure things out. I have my parents with me, so I just got back in the car and then I saw somebody that I wanted to ask a question to, which I did. But if you guys want us to leave, we can leave now. Are we going to get trespassed if we don't leave?
Well, I think that's what it will come to, yeah.
Okay.
So at Mark Carney events, there's no democracy, there's no free speech. If you show up and they've already pre-looked up the names on the list and they recognize who you are from YouTube or X or whatever, they'll just have security either throw you out of the building or won't let you in. This is the kind of dictator we can't having run in Canada.
Okay, in that case, we will completely comply with that. And I appreciate you guys coming over and talking to us. And
Of course.
I like your sunglasses.
Thank you.
Mark Carney is a joke, his events are a joke, and this whole thing is disgraceful. The snake. Wow, we really need to get Pierre in, and these guys in Singh voted out. It's over the top of control. They want to stay in power for sure. Here we got Mark Carney talking about how he's going to build a strong Canada.
Our economy is very strong. Look, this is a serious situation. And
Oh, really? I didn't think it was serious. Did anyone else think it was serious?
And it will cause pain to our workers, pain to our companies, pain to our economy for a period of time. My government, if I am Prime Minister, will do everything we can to alleviate that.
Is that by moving your headquarters from Toronto to New York? Is that how you alleviate that pain? Sorry, I don't understand the inner workings as well as you do, Mark Carney. Is that how you avoid pain?
But we're strong. We are strong. And I would say as well, our economy is stronger than the American economy in the medium term. And we are going to be stronger than the American economy, particularly if the U.S. government continues to pursue these types of policies, because we are looking to expand our trading relationships. We do have opportunities to build this economy. We do have a better balance sheet than the United States. We do have a people who are united and determined to move forward. Our economy is very strong.
How many times can Mark Carney say the word strong in 47 seconds? That's what this should be titled. Haha, our economy is so strong compared to the US that you moved Brookfield to US as soon as Trump won. Exactly. That says it all. Carney is weak. He's a weak man. He doesn't care about Canada. He just showed up because he thought he could take over our country and use it to force through his net zero agenda, his semiconductors. Next up, we got a post here from the food professor. I thought this was interesting. It says the cost of retaliation, Canada's trade war misstep. It says placing tariffs and taxes on food and essential goods that Canadians rely on is not just a poor economic decision, it's a direct attack on our own food security. It is impossible to win a trade war against the United States, the most powerful economy in the world, and the strategy of the imposing retaliatory tariffs will likely yield more tariffs in response. Donald Trump has already come out with this. I'll show that in the next clip. Then result a prolonged economic downturn that will hit Canadians the hardest. The reality is these tariffs act as a tax on Canadian consumers. Every additional cost imposed on importing goods translate into higher prices at the grocery store, increased costs for businesses, and a greater financial strain on households. This is exactly why Pierre Poilievre came out with his plan to target things that don't hurt us. And we're seeing that with pulling the stumbling juice off the shelves in multiple provinces. That doesn't hurt us because we still have other brands of stumbling juice that people can buy. That just directly hurts those businesses in America. But putting retaliatory tariffs on food would just make our food more expensive. So I mentioned this in a previous video, but here's Donald Trump saying it himself.
Reciprocal tariffs kick in, and whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us, we will tax them.
He's basically saying if Canada puts 25%, like Justin Trudeau just did, he's going to add 25% come April 2nd, thus creating 50% tariffs. Next up, we have another good speech here by Pierre Poilievre talking about fighting for Canadians. This is going to be our next prime minister.
Now, I'd like to speak to the millions of Canadians who are anxious today after learning that President Trump has attacked our economy. To the auto workers, the forestry workers, the steel and aluminum workers, the mining and energy workers, the truckers, the farmers, to all of you who get out of bed before the sun rises and do the labor of the nation. You are afraid right now, and I understand. I want you to know that I will fight for you. I will fight for your job. I will fight for your family. I will fight for your chance at owning and paying off a home, and I will fight for your retirement. And I will fight to put Canada first.
Powerful speech. He's the man for the job. Let's get fighting for real transparency and getting these dictator liberals the heck out of here. So done with this asinine government. Next up, we got Chrystia Freeland dishing some heat here on MSNBC.
But if these tariffs are put in place, it is going to hurt Americans. Anyone who has a 401k is going to be hit because the stock market is already hurting. Anyone who needs to fill their car up with gas is going to be hit. You are going to be putting tariffs, a tax on the oil and gas and electricity that we sell you. Totally absurd. Your grocery prices are going to go up because you know what you need to grow food in the United States? You need fertilizer. And 80% of it comes from Canada, and you're going to put a 25% tax on it? I mean, the Wall Street Journal is right. This is dumb. This is utterly self-mutilating, and our retaliation is going to make it worse because we can't stand for these attacks on our economy.
Did she just say that the retaliation would make it worse?
Retaliation is going to make it worse.
Not what I would expect out of Chrystia Freeland. We wouldn't be in this position if you guys called an election and didn't destroy our country. On this episode of Far Off Ripoff, $29,000 spent in Yemen enhancing women's socio-political engagements and participation through practicum training in radio journalism, advocacy, and religious coexistence. We're spending money on journalism and all this other stuff in Yemen, yet we're seriously lacking real journalism in Canada. What's even more stupid about this is the Liberals want to double the CBC's budget. They could start doing that by stop giving money for journalism in Yemen. We've also got this one, $30,000 for investigative journalism in Moldova. What is going on in our country? Quality investigative journalism in support of citizens. If only we had that in Canada. This is just insane. There we have it. Will the tariffs still be on by the end of the day? We don't know. Will Donald Trump start heading over to Greenland to take it over as the 52nd state of America? We don't know. What will tomorrow bring? We don't know.